Hi everyone, once again, Spotlight comes your way from the Daily Tribune studios here in Makati. I'm Jojo Silvestre. I'm with my co-host, the lifestyle editor of Daily Tribune, Miss Dina Sabalventura. Today we have a very special guest of honor. She's very special because she's involved in something that we all would like to be involved in. It's the start of the year, and we'd like to find out if it's good to invest. How do we get rich? Where do we put our money? And this is about one very important aspect of economy today because everyone is wanting to invest, no? And then build, and all that.
Yeah.
So may I present to you the Chief Executive Officer of Lobien Realty Group, Miss Sheila Lobien. Hi, Sheila.
Hi, Jojo. Thank you
Hi,
for having
Sheila.
me. Hi, Dina.
Yes. How are you?
I'm good. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for inviting us over.
So tell us about Lobien Realty.
It's a real estate consultancy firm. As I've shared earlier with Jojo, we specialize in the commercial real estate market. When we say commercial, we focus on office buildings, commercial spaces, retail, shopping area, hotels, and nowadays we see a lot of dormitories. So that, and a little bit of the residential, but not much.
How did you get into this line of business in the first place?
I've always been in the real estate industry. So my first job, I was marketing resort. So always with the property. So today, I'm more. My focus is, as I've shared, the commercial real estate market. So almost more than 2 decades doing this thing, focusing and specializing in the real estate market, Philippine real estate market.
Okay.
What exactly does your firm do? What are your services?
So we work on two sides of the market. So the developers, so that's the buyer side, the landlord, the supply side, and we also work with the tenant side, the occupiers, the demand side. So both ways we help the two of them in more on advisory work. So we work with the likes of Ayala, SM, etc., all the big players, and individual high net worth investors who are also participating in the real estate market or into properties. And on the other side naman of the fence, we see this BPO call center. So we work with almost all of them, servicing them in finding their office space, location, mostly in CBD. So mga Makati, ito, where we are, BGC, Ortigas, and other parts of the metro.
So just to be clear, so what you do is like, so you have a database of all these properties that are available, and clients go to you, and then they can ask you to help them locate
Yes, either
places
locate
for their business.
That's one side of the business. And then we also work with, as I've shared, investors, developers. So for example, you have a property and you don't know what to do with it. I can help you, we can help you and advise you on the best way, best possible project for your property, either to build an apartment, an office, or a retail shop. So we look at that also. So investor side, and then the
That's
demand
nice, no?
side of the market. So in short, parang matchmaker. We help them find the best solution.
A lot of people have property, they don't know what to do with it, diba? So you
We
would be the
help
best
them with that. Yeah,
person.
commercial space or.
I see.
But do you look for investors also?
We can do that because there are a lot of property owners. They have the land, but they either do not have the financial capability to build, or they don't know how to build. So we can help them find either an investor
Or a bank.
Yeah, a bank if they want. Those are
Developer.
things we can do for them.
And if I may ask, how is the company paid?
Well, in this market, in the Philippine market, it's always based on commission or fee, service fee. So whichever
Service
side
fee,
you're helping, then you get your service fee from them or your consultancy fee. If you sell a property, then you get a commission from the seller.
I suppose you have a lot of clients now because there's supposed to be a real estate boom now, no?
Well, the market has been very healthy.
Since when?
Well, since 2008, after the global
Yeah.
crisis, we've seen a jump in demand because of course, when the US market started to experience all these problems, they need to outsource to cut costs and to be more efficient in their operation. And that was the start of a lot of these big
BPO.
companies, BPO's call center. They set up shop in the Philippines. So the likes of JP Morgan, Citibank,
Yes.
and big insurance companies started to come here in the Philippines and employ thousands of Filipinos
Yes,
to
yes.
cut cost.
Yeah.
Diba? Sabi nga nila, for every one American, you can employ like 4 Filipinos. That's they're coming here because of the labor market that we have. More than how many millions of Filipinos? Almost everyone can speak English. Very young population. They can easily expand, scale on, and with that, no, when they were outsourcing, they're able to be more agile, efficient, and we've seen that growth in the market. So the last, I would say, more than 15 years now, we've seen the growth in the BPO call center industry. And today, we've seen the Chinese market also.
Yeah.
It has entered the Philippines, and that is why you see a lot of Chinese signs everywhere. They're taking properties left and right,
Yes.
occupying office spaces, occupying condominiums and residential developments all over the country, not just in Metro Manila and even outside, diba? Cebu, Davao, and nearby provinces, Cavite, as far as Pampanga, Bulacan. So the growth is happening everywhere. And the Philippine economy is growing and
As a
booming.
result, yes.
The Philippine GDP for the last 8 years had been very high, 6% plus year on year, diba? So it's a very good place for a lot of investors, not just locally, but outside international investors to come here in the Philippines and do business here as well.
You know, there's so much growth in the south, Santa Rosa.
Alabang, Pataas,
yeah.
Cavite, and all that.
But with the eruption of Taal, has the area been affected? I mean, in terms of real estate.
Yes, definitely that area, Taal, Batangas, and nearby towns, heavily affected. But it's very local, it's just there. Outside that naman, still stable. And if you
Okay.
notice...
Santa Rosa is stable.
Yes,
Okay,
there are a
okay.
lot of establishments there, office spaces also, and hotel. They're okay. So the center only, Tagaytay area, of course, they're experiencing a lot of tough times for them right now.
Yeah. But they say that you're supposed to invest when.
When the market is low, diba? And when you have cash, buy.
Yeah, is that true?
Of course, always anywhere you go, diba? When the market is down, like I've been referring to the 2008 global financial crisis because that was the time wherein a lot of companies stopped growing, and a lot of high net worth individuals, local Filipino billionaires, the Phil Chinese, they also in that wait and see mode. But after that, a few months after, they started buying because property prices went down, diba? Dropped. So when you have a lot of cash, it's the best time to buy and invest.
What about
Because
now?
over time it will increase.
Now,
Now the price is of course on the
a
high
bit
side.
high, yes.
But when you will evaluate it compared to our Asian neighbors in other countries, the land values in the Philippines is still quite low. And in the end naman, all these investors and developers, they look at the return on investments. And as long as, they'll still make money out of the project, they'll do it. There is a very strong demand. There are buyers, there are renters. That's why these developers, they're building and still moving along with all their projects.
Where were you in 1997?
In college.
College. But do you remember that one?
The
A lot
financial
of-
crisis.
Yeah, a lot of buildings were
Yes,
also.
yes. That was bad. We were hit back then, no?
Yeah.
But I've not experienced that because I was still in college.
I also. I was still in college also.
Pareho tayo.
what did you take up in college?
Tourism.
Tourism.
I said I want to travel the world.
And you ended up in real estate.
Yeah, because it's somehow related. In
Yeah.
UP, tourism is more on management side. So you will either handle a resort, a hotel, or work in an airline company or have your travel agency, but now you don't need a travel agency. Everything is booked online,
Right.
diba? So, but I took business management also and several
okay.
management courses after that, courtesy of my previous company,
Oh, that's good, huh?
sponsored by them.
So what do you do outside of real estate?
I'm a mom. I have two kids, so I'm busy with my two kids. And yeah, I'm a wife also, so I have to.
How are you
Care of your
how are you
biggest
as a
kid.
mother?
Uh, I would say I am very supportive. So I always attend all the events of my children in their school, and they're both very they're very active also, and so they compete all the time. My son, he loves math, so I go anywhere in
Wow.
the world with him when he
So you still
competes.
travel
I do.
for your
So
son?
now that we have our own business, somehow I have more, I would say, flexibility now in managing my time, and I have a good team. We work together as a team. I'm not alone, so we somehow delegate work around us.
Just curious. So I guess you have clients all over the world.
Our clients, the when we say around the world, the BPO side, the call center side, yes, they're from all over, but the supply side, the local market, of course, owned mostly by Filipinos
Yeah,
or high
yeah.
net worth individuals. So we deal with a lot of local players, the movers and shakers of the Philippine
Yes.
industry, Philippine market.
So, what are these high net worth individuals investing on?
Well, everything nowadays, all of them are in the real estate business, so they either have their own main business, and they will diversify in the real estate market. The simplest one, they'd have either an office or a hotel
That's what
so,
they want
or
to
a
get into.
condominium.
I see.
Some are buying properties, just land banking, because land will always appreciate
Yes.
over time.
Yes.
But now everywhere is quite high, and it's not that easy to acquire property.
Yes. Oh no, especially here in Metro Manila, it's harder to get
So you go
land
outside in the
outside,
provinces now.
Being a consultant, are you aware of heritage laws like what happens sa Monumento ni Rizal and all that? So are you aware of this, of the things that you're supposed
We
not
have
to do?
we have to, if we always study if there is a property that we have to dispose or sell or advise our client on, we have to do our own due diligence. So before you do anything, we work with the lawyers, the architects, the consultants, also with the engineers, and you have to look at all that before you start any project.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you ever advise like people who are just starting to invest in property? Have you ever had clients like that?
First time
Yes.
investors,
Yeah.
yes, we have a lot,
Yeah.
but mostly on the landlord side or the developer side.
I see.
As I've shared, we work with a lot of Filipino Chinese billionaires, high net worth individuals who are mostly first timers in the property market. When we say first timer, it's either their first time to build an office building or to build, let's say, a hotel or a dormitory. So we work with a lot of them because they have their own main business, their core business, and they would outsource that side of their business to us. So we will be their either leasing consultant or their marketing consultant, and we will work with their engineers, their architects. So
Dina has
do that.
300 million now.
Oo.
Where can she invest her 300 million?
Depends on what you want and your appetite also.
What's a good investment now? In
So,
real estate.
In real estate. So if
Yeah.
you're an individual and you're just land banking, you can still go to the south, acquire land in Cavite area. There are a lot of good properties there. Or if you want to go far north, Bulacan, when all these build project is done,
It will
then
be
those
accessible.
land areas, I mean location, will
Appreciate, no?
move up in land values. If you want high-end projects, then you can never go wrong in Makati, BGC, Ayala Alabang. So depending on what you want. So if you will focus in the Metro Manila area, then you'll be able to buy smaller properties but higher in terms of land value. But if you want bigger land, then go in the provincial area where the land price is still not that high compared to the Metro Manila mature market.
Since it's Chinese New Year, are your clients conscious of the dragon's tail being here and the head being there? Meron ka bang mga kliyenteng gano'n
The
na, ay gusto ko
Chinese,
dito kasi dyan ang dragon, dyan ang...
some Chinese, but nowadays, everyone's looking for land. They're not into that feng shui. There's always, in a way, you can always call their feng shui master to cure whatever they
okay,
need to.
okay.
True.
But not,
There's always a way
not,
to cure, no?
Yeah. In the end, it's always the return on their investment if they're buying something or investing on something.
Is it true that one never goes wrong because what may be a bad buy now,
So,
in the
yeah,
future would turn out to
of
be...
course. Yes.
Ganun pala
yes.
yun, ha?
So that's why you have to get the right consultant also. People who can advise you on what to do, who are doing their due diligence. Some are not doing that, so you have to be very,
How is Antipolo?
antipolo
Not that I
market.
intend to buy
Yeah,
a
you
piece
want
of
to buy a property there?
Well, why not? Okay. How is it there?
In terms of the office market, it's
Yeah.
not that mature. I mean, there's
Yeah.
not a lot of
Okay.
office
Yeah.
workers or companies in that area. It's viewed or seen as an area for leisure. So probably now the Tagaytay is down, then that's an option, right? It's the nearest area, nearest to Metro Manila that you can enjoy, relax, may mga spa and all that type of development there. It's more of a residential place.
Ganun pala.
There are a lot of some small resorts, hotels, and residential developments in that part of town. But with the infrastructure going north, then it's always a good time to
You're from Cabanatuan, right?
my lolas, grandparents in the Nueva Ecija.
How is it like in Nueva Ecija? Is it a good place to invest in?
Right.
Ren is from San Jose.
San Jose.
Yeah.
Uh,
The good-looking director.
the good-looking director
yeah.
there. Aside from Metro Manila, you go further north, so Bulacan and then Pampanga, that area, Clark and all. Nueva Ecija, not that developed yet, not many call centers and BPO there yet, but we see a lot of hotel developments there, projects. So,
Okay. David is from Antipolo, right?
okay.
Yeah. But he's not my boyfriend. No, none. Wala naman eh. Meron, pero wala. Pero meron. Oh. Wala. Okay. So, how is family life? Let's go back to family life.
Okay, yeah. Very good.
Yeah.
I have a supportive husband. I'm
okay.
blessed. I have a partner in life, and he's always there also to support me. He knows that in my business I'm very hands-on, but he's always there supporting. He's also doing well in his own career. So he's a finance guy.
A finance guy. But not into real estate financing.
Not in the real estate. He's with one of the big banks in the Philippines also.
Okay. Do you discuss about the Philippine economy and all that?
Oh, yes, regularly, of course.
Talaga?
It affects all of us. What happens in the Philippines affects all of us here in this room.
Yeah, but that's not romantic.
It's not our daily discussion. More of, plans with the kids, where we will go next. We go and take vacations
How
once
old
a
are your
year.
children?
16 and 12.
And you mentioned your son competes.
Oh,
What
he
do you
loves
want?
math. He's a math athlete. And my daughter, she loves arts and debating and all that. So we support them. Yeah. And they're always on top of their class. So I'm a proud mom.
Yeah,
It's the
that's
best
right.
achievement of anyone, I guess.
I'm also proud of my boyfriend from Nueva Ecija. Biro lang po.
From Cabanatuan ba?
Hindi, San Jose.
San Jose.
So-
malapit. Yeah.
Where do you see real estate going in the next 10 years?
Well, 10 years is quite far, but at
Okay,
least in the
immediate.
next 3 years,
Yeah.
very, very healthy.
Oh, really?
You'll see in our data that in terms of supply, because we track the number of square meters, office space supply in the next 3 years at least, and you'll note that the next 3 years, the supply would be 1 million square meters of office space. So that's a lot. It's like building 2 mega malls in 1 year
Oh, wow.
and filling that up. The demand right now, we also track. The office market is one of the best barometers of the economy because
I see.
when office spaces are built and taken, that means jobs are
Work.
created in the market.
Oh,
There's work,
good.
there's employment, and these people will have the money to spend, and the economy, of course, will flourish and all that.
Okay.
So we monitor that in terms of demand. Every year, we're seeing around now we've reached more than 1 million square meters. So if the supply is 1 million and the demand is 1 million or more, then may deficit pa. So we need to build more office space.
So
We need
you're
more.
you're saying that the economy is doing well under the Duterte administration.
Well, the last 8 years, the GDP growth rate has been positive, 6% plus. So this year, last year we ended at 6%.
Oh,
But prior years, we were at 6.5, 6.6, etc., etc. So the growth is really happening, and I think it's also because of our demographics, the young population, English speaking. Everyone can, everyone very young. Our neighboring countries are getting old, while the Philippines,
we're getting young.
Yeah.
we're very young, 25 years old,
Majority
average
naman is
age.
young.
Oh, so all
But of
these people are
course.
all going to work.
Yeah, we're all getting young.
Investing in property.
Investing, they're consuming. That's why the malls are growing, retail shops, restaurants everywhere, left and right.
Yeah.
So many activities in the
Ay,
market.
pala. Kwan ba? Do you wake up as early as 4 in the morning because you have to get in touch with someone in Hawaii or someone in
Yeah, what is your day
not
like?
really. I wake up at 6 a.m.
okay.
We talk, we usually have breakfast with the kids,
Okay.
send them to school, and that's it. I go to work after.
Very normal naman ang hours mo.
Normal hours, but if
Ayun.
we have to meet a client after office, we do that. Or early in the morning, we do that. If we have to make phone calls at midnight, we do that also. But since we deal with a lot of corporate clients, companies here in the Philippines, mostly, their working hours is
Oo
very
nga
normal.
pala.
So Mondays to
Corporate.
Fridays, weekend we seldom do any work because as I've shared, we focus on the commercial market. They're closed on weekends, so
Oo.
that's why I have a very balanced life.
So
I would
less
say.
ang mga balikbayan market nga din kasi residential.
Yeah,
na.
yeah, yeah. There is we work with the developers mostly, and if it's the other side, we work with corporations who are working Mondays to Fridays too. So I don't have to really work. Weekend is for the family, for the kids.
So when you talk about dormitories, you don't mean one that would cater to students. No, not
Nowadays, it's a shared environment. It's like co-working, co-living.
sa mga kwan ito, mga empleyado.
Either that or students also.
Students
if it's
also.
near school.
Ganun din. I see.
But during our times, kasi di ba dormitory, parang in school, dorms and all.
But now it's not. No?
Mga
Co-living,
co-working
co-working
spaces. That's very big
spaces.
in other countries around the
And it's
region,
very
diba?
big here in the Philippines now.
Already.
Sa BGC, ano?
And here in Makati,
Yeah,
where there
yeah.
are employments, companies, people, they need a place to stay near their workplace.
yes,
And because of the traffic, diba, you don't want to travel 6 hours a day, 3 in the morning, 3 hours after office. So if you can find the place wherein you can stay, you're single, you will just stay there for 5 days and then go home during the weekends. And it's cheaper, less cost because you don't have to pay for your transportation cost anymore.
Every day.
Most of the time, walking distance.
Ilang oras ka?
Traveling?
Spend sa kwan?
Where-
6, ano? More or less it's 6.
3 in the morning, 3 in the evening.
Hindi naman.
4 naman.
4.
4.
Ngayon siguro 4 because it's not
Max.
Christmas season.
Ako, 20 minutes.
Because you're just here.
Kakaingit ka.
Oo. And time is money. So if you can save time, you save on that.
Oh yes, ano ba? Have I saved some money?
Questionable.
Can I already build my own condo?
Why not?
So you're saying that for investors or for people who want to get into that business, that's a good
Real
business to
estate
get
is
into
always
real estate.
is a good business because you have the land. It's forever yours. It will not go. And then you
It's always
make,
a good
and then
investment.
you have the property. It's an asset that will have recurring income.
So how is like Quezon? Saan maganda ang development na pwede kang mag-invest ngayon na mura pa, and you know that in a few years time hanggang Quezon, ano?
Quezon City, Quezon
No,
Province.
Quezon Province.
Oh, well, provincial areas right now, it's growing because of the call center, the BPO industry.
Yes, they're
So
setting
any
up.
provincial area wherein there is a call center, there is a BPO, that area, of course, will move up in terms of real estate costs and development. Or when there is a call center or the BPO market is
Or yung
there,
eco
then
zone.
of course, you'll need hotel there, you'll need a place for these people to go around and enjoy a residential area.
How is Clark and that area? How
It's
is
very
it?
good because it has all the modes of transportation, land, sea, air, diba? International airport. So it's booming. A lot of Koreans there, Chinese, and even the BPO market, the call center industry. It's very near Metro Manila. It's very near Manila. So getting in and out is also easy. So basta accessible, it will grow. And there is a good labor market. So from Pampanga and the northern part of the metro, they were able to capture that. So basta may labor market, there's a good supply of real estate. It's safe, not flooding in the area.
Yeah.
Those things, these companies, they look at that. Safety, of course.
Do you have clients who are balasubas?
Uh,
And how do you deal with them?
we're very professional. So as much as possible, we deal with professionals also. And our clients, they've been with us for so long. I know them for quite some time. They come to us because they trust us. We've helped them in the past. We have delivered in our commitments. So they're coming, they're referring more clients also. That's how we grow naman, diba? All of us. The word of mouth is very important.
Yes.
When did you start your company?
Less than 2 years.
Wow, huh?
Yeah, it's
And it has
very
grown.
it's very new
Yeah.
group of young people, but the
How
people
many are you in the company?
right now 15 full time,
Wow. Huh?
experienced real estate professional and young talented lady like Gian over there.
Nice, Gia.
Are these real estate brokers? I mean, are these licensed?
We're all licensed. I'm a licensed one, and some of actually most of our teammates, yes.
I understand that you can't have your license unless you have finished your
Right
year.
now, they're very
It's that way,
strict.
no?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes. You have to have a degree.
Yeah.
It's a degree now.
Yeah.
Being professionalized, and it's good.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
good for
Dapat
us.
naman.
In a mature market, it should be like that.
So which is a better place to invest in? Rockwell or BGC?
If you have
Kevin
the
Mansion.
money, do both.
Okay.
Oo,
Okay.
di ba? Both are safe locations. I say safe because in those locations, it's popular. Expats can live there. You will live there yourself. You like it. It's a very fun, vibrant city. It's a place that foreigners can just go in and feel relaxed and safe. Both locations, they're doing well.
Yeah, but Rockwell has the advantage of poblacion.
Oh, why not? Depends on what you like to do. But both areas, they
Yeah, they
have
thriving.
that type of entertainment,
Yeah,
and
that's
kind
right.
of lifestyle that you
Yeah,
want,
yeah.
and support. You have the hospitals in both locations.
There are other areas in Makati that are also fast developing, di ba? Parang like,
Where
yung sa may, yung dating racetrack or something.
Sa Hippodrome ba yun?
Oh, yeah.
circuit.
Yeah, that's
the
right.
circuit. That's an
Circuit.
Ayala project. Yes.
Yeah,
Okay
yeah.
din ba doon?
Anywhere, all over the Philippines, Metro Manila, and yeah.
What do you say when people ask you, nagbabaha ba doon?
They know, they can easily check it anyway if
Okay.
nagbabaha or not, di ba?
Oh, that's right.
Oo, if nagbabaha, you have to develop a property na, of course, higher than the ground level, but like Buendia is always like that. When it rains, when it floods easily, di ba?
Yeah.
Ganun pala yun. Huh? So ano pang ibang hazards? Wala, yun lang naman, di ba? I mean,
Bagyo,
oo,
the
oo.
flood, bagyo, natural calamities. You can't do
yes.
anything with that.
So your clients are mostly Filipinos, or you have Japanese,
Mix,
American?
mix, from all over the world and locals also.
Ay,
So right now the demand is mostly coming from the Chinese market.
Right now, the Chinese market, they're the number one. They're
Buyers.
driving the demand. They're buying properties. They're leasing office spaces. Ito yung mga POGO market, the
Yes.
Philippine Offshore Gaming Operators. They're the number one now. The BPO call center market used to be the top
American.
demand in terms of demand.
Yes.
They're the biggest occupier, but now it's
It's the
the other way, the POGO, and second would be the BPO, the call center
Still.
industry.
Because they're
It's
going
still
to the
growing.
provinces.
Yes, the PEZA accreditation also is moving outside Metro Manila. So the thrust of the government is to decongest Metro Manila and move urbanization in the provincial areas.
Yes.
And these companies are enjoying lower labor cost in the provincial area
Yes.
and fresher labor market also.
A different lifestyle in the provinces also.
you know your economics, you know your geography, you know your. Do you read a lot?
I have to, and I talk to a lot of people.
Yeah.
So I learn by, going around, meeting people, talking. I sometimes learn it ahead than before it reaches the newspaper because we deal with, as I've shared, the people who are in the industry, the movers and shakers. So they have plans, they show it to us.
So they go to
do
you,
that.
they say that, okay, we're making available
Yes,
office
yes,
spaces.
yes. This is our plan. What else can we do?
How does it feel to be working with those kinds of people?
I think that's one thing that I really enjoy.
So how has it been like for the last 2 years?
Less than 2 years.
Less
It's
than
been
2
great.
years.
It's been great. So as I've shared earlier, the Philippine market is booming. It's growing, and we're riding that boom. There are a lot of friends and old clients who are helping us, and we're supporting and helping them as well. So the Philippine market is very good for young people like us who would like to have their own business also. Because there are so many things to do in the Philippines today.
You mean a lot of your clients are very young?
Ano na? No.
They're like 50, 60, 70
Yes.
nga talaga.
Business owners.
Yeah, business
Captains
owners.
Captains of the industry.
But children of owners also.
Children of the owners also. Most of them, they have their kids, their children who are also in the business, and they're training them.
I see.
So you see them, you see how they look after the business and run the business with their family, with their kids there, sitting in the meeting, but listening and learning. You see a lot of that.
Okay.
Nice. Yes.
Is there anything you'd like to tell the Filipino people?
All the Philippines, as I've shared, is experiencing a very good run for the last 8 years, positive GDP growth. And we are seeing a lot of investors who are very interested here in the Philippines. They want to be part of a growing economy like us. And if you're young and ambitious and you are driven, there are so many opportunities out there. But you have to work hard because opportunities will not just be there without
Land on
you
your
working hard. Yeah.
If
And
okay, go ahead, go ahead.
No, I mean, if you need any real estate advice, you can call us. Happy to give her.
But do you also give advice on which real estate development companies I can invest in? Like, do you do that? Like,
I can help you
should
personally. Yeah, I can give you
like,
tips and
should I
advice.
Off the
invest
record.
in
Off the record.
okay, in Mega World or Vistaland or
Yes, we work with all of them. We have friends in all those companies, so I can. Yeah, if you need any advice, call me. Call us. We can give you our first-hand experience and all. Yeah.
where does one call you? Maybe you should announce your number.
Oh, I don't memorize, but yeah, they can just type Google Lobien Realty Group and they will find everything about us, the office, our website is there, all the information, tips on real estate. You can find it there.
So what's your Chinese New Year's wish?
Chinese New Year. Well, I hope
Wish,
that
yeah.
you know for this growth to continue because we will all benefit from this. When the market is up, everyone's happy.
The year of
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
rat.
They buy newspapers.
They read. They will
Yeah.
advertise, di ba?
Yeah.
And all.
And they'll commission us to do reports.
Well,
Do
Sheila, thank you
articles.
very
Thank
much
you,
for
Dina,
sharing
your
your
time. Thank you, Jojo.
knowledge with us.
Yeah. So it was a pleasure.
Thank you.
Yes. So let's move up. Okay.
up.
Yes.
Should it be like that?
I don't know how do you do it.
Ano ba yan?
Okay. Thank you. See you soon.